All right, this is Matt from Gear Zombie, and that was the Peavey XXX, one of the original Peavey XXXs. I know there was at least two. There was the XXX2. I can't remember if there was one after. I'd have to do some Googling. The Peavey XXX is one of my favoriteest amps of all time. Now, while I am somewhat of a connoisseur of all high gain Peavey amps, at least most of them, Peavey XXX is one that I wanted right when it came out. It was kind of meant to play in the same ballpark as your Rectifier series Mesa Boogies, which I do believe is the point of the tread plate that's on the front of the amp. Now, the tread plate, there's two schools of that. There's people that talk about how it's disgusting and crass and all that good stuff with the trucker girls on it. I'm disgusting and crass, so I personally love the trucker girls on the thing. I think it's fantastic. I was able to score this head and cabinet as actually new old stock. There was a guy not far from here who used to own a music store, had tried to sell the head and cabinet when he was closing out his music store, didn't sell it at that point, and he just held on to it. He was telling me that he used to live, I believe it was in Omaha. It went with him from Omaha to Colorado, where he lived for a few years, and then moved back to Omaha. And when he got back to Omaha, he's like, I gotta unload this. So I actually got this XXX brand new with the matching cabinet, the head cover, the manuals, the foot switch, absolutely everything that would have come directly from the dealer. And it has lived here ever since. I've done a few different recordings with it. Honestly, I love the thing to pieces. Now, the story with the XXX is kind of an interesting one. As the lore describes, was designed for the mighty George Lynch. And somewhere along the line, George Lynch decided he did not want to be a part of Peavey. There's a very interesting podcast about that, should you decide you want to go check it out. I'm not going to go into that here. Short story long, George Lynch bounced, didn't want any part of it, and they released this as the XXX. Cool thing about the XXX, you're talking about your typical high gain head, 12AX7 preamp tubes. It does run 6L6s, which I believe it's loaded with 6L6s right now. I think that's the way it came from the factory. It can, however, be swapped out with EL34s. You've got your 3 channels, you've got your clean, your crunch, and your ultra. It says there's special noise gate circuitry on the crunch and ultra channels, which honestly, one of the things that I really like about this amp is that for being high gain, it is pretty under control. It also has a dampening switch on the back. And the dampening switch, you can change it from tight, medium to loose, which is supposed to give you the ability to, have it less spongy. We're gonna run through it real quick. We're gonna get some sounds and tell me what you think. I like the cleans. Little split coil. All right, the clean. It's got a really nice clean channel. Very usable. You do have an effects loop, so you can throw all your juicy reverb and flange and phase and chorus. All your deliciousness in there if you want. All right, let's move to the crunch. The crunch is maybe my favorite channel, and the crunch, I have the gain set really low. I mean, you can get silly goose gain out of the crunch and the ultra. I love the way they labeled the EQ with bottom, body, and hair. All right, let's move to the Ultra. The silliest of all, the Ultra, which definitely a usable channel, but and capable of even more ludicrous gain. All the gain. But here's the thing. The thing is that even with the gain dimed, it's usable. Now, granted, I'm not going through a cab. I'm going through my 2 notes direct into my interface, which probably helps with some control, but it doesn't get squirrely stupid with the gain peg. It's way, way more gain than I would ever want to use. Personally, like even for lead. I really just like the way the crunch channel sounds and feels. There's a body there that I really enjoy. Eyes up here, eyes up here, eyes up here. There you go. There you go. Come on. Come over this way. There you go. I'm trying out this new gimbal. The goofy angles in the performance piece that I did was not artistic, intentionally artistic decisions. That was me trying out this follow gimbal, which does a pretty good job most of the time. I'm still kind of dialing it in though. And so sometimes I'd be playing along and I'd just be over here and the guitar would be down here and the gimbal's like, yeah, your fat head's in the frame, whatever. Anyway, one of my favorite stamps of all time. I absolutely love the thing. I don't see myself parting with it. It's one I wanted from the time it came out. And I'm glad I got one. I've had it sitting here for a long time, and I should have reviewed it ages ago and didn't. Do me a favor, if you like anything I had going on, hit like, hit subscribe, be my friend, because I like friends. And you know what? I didn't go to NAMM this year, and I am sad. It was a good decision at the time. It was a bad decision now that it's happening, because I'm watching NAMM show coverage like I'm watching an old girlfriend with her new boyfriend. It's probably not healthy, but do me a favor, like, subscribe. Until next time, Gear Zombie.